You're watching WRKM Channel 22, number one in the region. To all the homies in Texas that listen to the pod now, what up? I love it. Maybe I'll make it my way down there sometime. Get some Aaron Franklin barbecue on deck. Because daddy hungry. All right, let's call it what it is. But I must warn you, the following broadcast is for mature audiences only. There will be lots of fucks. There will be lots of sucks. I don't know how many sucks we're doing this particular episode, but there's probably going to be some fucks. Tonight's show is about experiences. What experience are you having? Are you living a real experience? Are you living a true experience? Are you living an experience you're happy with? Are you not happy with that experience? Flip that experience over and do some new experience shit. Are you tired of me saying the word experience? Do you want to kill me? Is that part of your experience? I wouldn't be mad at you because I'm kind of fucking I keep saying the word experience too. But that's what we got on the show tonight. So now that I've annoyed you proper, let's have the talks we can't have when the sun is up. Good evening. I'm Ron Martinez, and this will end in darkness. Now, a little bit of a program note. They told us to record the show from home instead of the studio because there's construction going on at WRKM. So they felt, hey, record from home. Probably more peaceful. As fate would have it, there was construction going on in this building. So sometimes you can't win. Moral of the story, fate will find you. Fate will deal with you in its time. And we always have to learn to live with it. How's the week? The week's been fine. Something I've been noticing more and more. It's a little concerning. I'm having conversations with people, at get-togethers. Meeting new people is always interesting. New experience of meeting new people. Their thoughts are now in your head. And now your thoughts are battling their thoughts, and there you are. Two, I guess, the nervous system? Two nerve creatures with meat suits arguing chemical and electrical matter. I'm not a scientist, but I believe it's how the body works. But I'm talking to this guy, and he's telling me a lot of details about the different kind of accents in Germany and how different neighborhoods or counties, parts of the country have a different way of speaking. Now, this man was not German. So I was very confused as to how he knew this. He was Nigerian, actually. It was very confusing. Have you ever heard a Nigerian try to imitate a German? Very, very confusing. But as we're talking, I go, hey, how do you know so much about this? Have you been to Germany before? Have you interacted with a lot of Germans? He says, actually, I watched a YouTube video on it. And that's how I learned about different German accents. And I have felt deceived, you know? Because when I hear stories like this or I hear intelligent things being told to me, I expect it to be learned from experience. I expect that it has a story behind it. Maybe he had backpacked through Germany before. Maybe that's what happened. Kind of sounded cool in my mind. But no. Just watched a YouTube video on it. And that's a little annoying to me. It's a tad bit annoying. Because it's not true knowledge in my mind. Now maybe I'm just a stickler for a different kind of life. Maybe I'm just an asshole, you know? You're listening, you tell me what you think. On Twitter, TWEID show. See, I fit the socials in. People keep telling me I'm fitting them in. This will end in darkness on Instagram. Once again, I prefer Instagram. I like it. It's more visual. But I feel that if you're going to learn these core topics in life or these interesting factoids, you should have lived it. You should have experienced it head on. Because if you don't experience it, it's just information for information's sake. And I don't think that's interesting ever. I think just knowing things for the sake of knowing things is the laziest reason to know things. And it's not a brand new concept, really, when you consider it. People have been learning. I have earbuds in, so I'm still getting used to them. So if you see me touch my ear, that's why. If you're watching on YouTube, see, bam, fitting in on the platform. I'm getting good at this, kind of. But I do feel that for some time, we had become uninteresting people. You know, when you can just YouTube something really quickly, the facts can be found. Like back in the day, my favorite part of arguing with people is not having Google. So you just believed whatever the fuck you believed. It was fun. It was great. Great stories were told. Some of my favorite lies come from things I heard. Like people who claim they saw the swamp thing and stuff. You knew it was horse shit, but you kind of liked it. It was that good kind of horse shit. Fun, interesting. You remembered that person from the party because they had that swamp thing story and then you told it and carried on the legend. Maybe that's why we learn things. So we can be the interesting person at parties. So people can look at us and go, well, there's a reason why he was invited to the party and we now know why. He's got all the good information. He's funny. He's got little factoids. I want him around. Maybe I share factoids with him. Maybe I like having him around so much. I hook him up with some stuff. Access to tickets. You know, resources, as we spoke about last week. Story gets you resources. I thought that only would pertain to the Wasteland Apocalypse, but it's happening now. In everyday conversation, because now we're all content creators. We all figured it out. In everyday life, we are content creators. In your group chat, at work, with your family, your friends, you're always trying to wow them with things you know, a joke perhaps, a meme. You're trying to show your relevance within the group. Like, hey, I'm not just all the stuff you can get out of me physically. I've got ideas. I've got concepts. I got strategies. It makes sense. It's the foundation of building a relationship. So we've all been content creators maybe forever. We just now kind of notice it. But before, being boring was kind of all right. You were invited many places. Sorry. Whose fault is that? Not mine. I would like to hang out with boring people because I like being a more interesting person in a party anyway. Because my ego is so huge. I have this show to prove it. So we watch YouTube videos, watch TikToks. We try to make ourselves seem more intelligent so we can have things to say at parties so we can keep getting the invite and free stuff. Because in the end, that's what it's all about. How much you can get for free. Am I wrong? You don't like free. You like free. Everyone likes free. Tell me you don't like free. If you don't like anything for free, you're a fucking liar. And you shouldn't be trusted. Now, some would use prison logic and go, well, if someone offers you something, you then owe them back for that thing. So they give you a Twix. Now it's you owe them a Twix every day. Now, fair, but that only pertains to prison. Prison's not real life. Or is it? Maybe prison's a more real version of real life. Anyone ever thought about that? Nope. Deep philosophical thoughts this week. But we do that now. We learn things just to learn them. But I don't even think it's just for the conversation anymore. I think millennials have a competence kink. I think that's where it's at. I think legitimately, millennials get turned on by people who know what the fuck they're doing. I watch a guy change horseshoes. He cleans out the hoof. He scrapes, he trims the nail, gets it real fine shaven, makes a brand new horseshoe, bam, puts it on the horse. It's gratifying because the horse now gets to walk better and you feel good. And you're like, damn, if I can do something like that, I'd be a real man. I'd be something, I'd be more than what I am. See, men like me took over the world and ruined it. Nerds ruined the world. That's what happened. We no longer value real skills, only trivial pursuits. It's over, Now, I never like to believe in the alpha male aesthetic, but maybe there's something to it. I don't feel necessarily safe now, and it's guys like me running the world. Well, not necessarily like me. I think I'd run it a lot better. I think I'd be a great overlord. Sue me. According to new polls, most Americans kind of want a strong man. It's a little dangerous, ain't it? And it's both parties, too. Interesting. Everyone thinks their one strong man would take care of them and no one else and would be perfect. That's never how it works. But we know that if you watch more YouTube videos, wouldn't we? But that's the thing. Maybe we're just watching them and not really engaging with them. We're not really taking in the information. But there is a level of hobby and job kink. We watch people do these really cool things. Like I watched this guy who does time-lapse videos of a storage container sailing through the sea, and you see the stars and you see all the weather he goes through. And I talk about it and about the storms as if I experienced it. Oh man, and then the rain came in like this, and you gotta see the sky. The sky's so bright, it's almost like space in daytime. Like, I wasn't there. I'm using someone else's experience through YouTube to have something interesting to say. Or maybe I should go see it for myself. Maybe I should go replace a horseshoe. Know what it feels like in my hand. That's a real experience. There's some of the most popular videos, legitimately, are train videos where you put a camera in front of a train and it runs its route. Millions of views live. People going, oh, I like this train. I like the route it takes. And they sit there watching it at home. Wouldn't you be more interested in getting on the actual train? Wouldn't that be fun? Fun things happen on trains. Knife fights, robberies, prostitution. Why not get on a train? I love trains. I want to be a train conductor at one time. I blame Thomas the Tank Engine for that. It made it seem much more cooler. Like the trains talk to you. But they don't, do they? Disappointing experience that would have been for me. But it would have been an experience. I would have had a hands-on skill. Train's in trouble? I got that. I know how to handle these levers. I know how to put this shit together. I could have been somebody, man. I could have been somebody. Now I'm just a guy who takes orders from the computer. Being a salesman, like, come on. How many more of those do we need? But we look at people on Instagram and like TikTok and Twitter and all that, and we watch these like 4-minute, 5-minute videos of someone doing a real skill, and we pretend we know about it now because we watched that 4 or 5-minute video, and we kind of fetishize the simple life they have. Oh, how great is that he can just do that? And it's like, yeah, but that took 4 minutes for you to watch. That took him years to learn. So while you're fucking getting I would assume a mental hard on about it, acknowledge that. That shit's hard to do. But that's not how we engage in it. We have a competence fetish. We deep down want people to be in charge. We deep down want people to know what they're doing. And that's what millennials are getting off on now. Because that's their main complaint. The world isn't what they thought it would be. Well, here's someone making the most of it. That's old school skills. Wish I had those. But you could. You can be the farmer. You know, you could be the train conductor. You can be those people. But do you want to? Do you want to put in the time? You don't. You're not interested in the time. The time, it's too much. It's too time consuming to learn that skill, to truly be great. Like great craftsmen, great carpenters, men who build great things. I always respect them more than normies, than the rest of them. The intellectuals. So goddamn smart. Couldn't survive in fucking winter though, in the woods. There's a movie at Cronenberg's got coming out, or it's already come out. And it's about how body modification is the new sex, right? And you kind of go and watch these surgeries happen because you've seen everything else done to the human body. There's only one way to go. And we're kind of reaching that point. We no longer are turned on by sex because no one's really fucking. Everyone's talking about who they're fucking, what they're fucking, but no one's really fucking, statistically speaking. Numbers aren't looking great. So we now go, well, what turns us on? Competence. Things being safe. Someone having a plan. In theory, look at a lot of the protagonists on TV shows today. A lot of strong men and women walking around who've got the answers. It's because it's what we get off on now. In the 90s, it was big dudes, muscles, shooting motherfuckers up. It was beautiful blondes on the beach who pretended to be dumb but secretly knew computer hacking skills. In the 80s, it was a cool girl who was rich but still down to earth. It was the jock boy with sensitive feelings. And now we just want to know it all. Someone who sounds like us, someone who tweets like us, someone who is us, someone who, quite frankly, doesn't fit the mold, right? Like that's what we're into now. Someone who doesn't fit the mold of anything. They're so different in the society around them. Look at them, so simple. Like, there's a level of simpleton love certain shows get. Like, oh, how simple. He's just a mechanic, how simple, how beautiful. But it's like, fuck you. That's a hard-ass job. It's an incredibly hard-ass job. But that's what we live with. And that's the thing, like it's not even just, I guess, with jobs, because jobs is one thing. Like you can look at a guy who does great detail work and you can appreciate that, but It's one thing to watch it. It's another thing to go experience it and be like, hey, listen, like everyone has a car. Save up to get it detailed one time. Or not everyone has a car, but you know what I fucking mean. People have cars. Save up to get it detailed one day and actually sit around for the process. Talk to the guy doing it. Have a conversation. Mix it up with a local, why don't you? No one's going outside. We're all watching this happen indoors. Go outside and see it happening. I recently saw someone sell drugs in the street and I was excited. Cause I was like, God damn, I've been seeing it on TV a lot. But finally I see it again in person. That really means the pandemic is over. The street jobs are back. The street economy. Booming. But no one travels, really. Only the influencers do. And the thing is, you could be the influencer. Now, it's probably going to cost you a bit more. People be broke, I'm broke. But there's little things you can do. Start with going outside your region. Going to another state. If you're in a red state, go to a blue state. If you're in a blue state, go to a red state. Mix it up. Talk to people. Get in some trouble. No one gets in trouble anymore. Back in my day, I hate to sound like that guy, but back in my day, there was a door called the Monkey Farm door. And me and my friends would pass this door all the fucking time. One day, Andrew Ortiz was like, you know what we're going to fucking do? We're going to kick that fucking door. And now he was the smallest of all of us, the shortest. So we doubted his kicking ability. He had small legs. Was he going to be able to get that door down? Nope. I betted heavily against. But Andrew pumped back, ran forward, and kicked down that door with Monkey Farm sprayed on it. You know what we found out? There were squatters in there, so we ran. We ran very fast away because they were chasing us. Like imagine a horde of hobo zombies pop out of a building. But you see, that's an experience, you know? It's an experience. I was running. I was drenched in sweat, my heart pounding. I figured if one of them get me, I'm dead. Just by touching me, whatever the gangrene disease he's got, it's going to get me. He might shit in my mouth if he catches me. That's the stuff I was thinking about as the hobo zombies were coming after me. I was scared. Had to have been like 13 years old. I was damn scared. These hobo zombies. And they didn't look good. Let me tell you, they didn't look bad. And it was all color of zombies too. All color of hobos. So it was a very diverse monkey farm. There was this white dude that was just... He looked like Skeletor, Charles Manson. Combined. And he was the fastest of all of them. That's what threw us off. But that's an experience. Now, we might have caused some trouble that day. Some would say that's breaking a law. But we had fun, and I learned how to outrun a group of people. Now that's a skill I could pass on to somebody else, having the lived experience. You know, we talk about lived experience all the time now. That's the only thing that's honored now, lived experience. That's a lived one. Go gain some lived experience. You know, try something new. Listen, maybe your experience isn't going well. Try a new experience. Do what most people with failed dreams do. Become a real estate agent. They make it work. Now it's going to be a hell of an experience. You'll be on drugs a lot. You'll be drinking a lot. There's not a lot of successes. But you'll be putting your best foot forward in a new experience. And then you can tell people what it's like to be doing coke at 9 a.m. That's a story I want to hear at a party. How you're cheating on your wife with your secretary. That's stuff I want to hear. I don't want to hear about something you saw on YouTube. I want a real experience. A lot of you aren't living out there. A lot of you aren't going for it. Go for it. This is the summer of going. Actually, the summer's over. This is the fall of going for it. The fall and winter of going for it. What are you doing right now? Nothing. Go find out what the starting job at the Pentagon is. Work your way up to case chief of the Guatemalan desk. Destroy the sugar production situation, economy, whatever. Cripple that country's infrastructure. Now you've got a story. Alan Dulles did it. It has to be good enough for you. Go be a secret operative. Go run your fake operations. Start following people. Find out whatever you can find about them. Create an operation in your mind. Find out what they're up to, what the bank statement says. They've been going to Kmart a lot lately for cleaning supplies. Maybe they've killed someone. Maybe you're the one to find out. Maybe you're going to go in there and you're going to find out the goddamn truth. And you know what? It's your experience. It's your lived experience. It's better than sitting at home. Some would say doing that shows a level of psychosis, but what are they, a therapist or something? They're not happy with their experience. Fuck them. You should only listen to people who are happy. That's the way I see it. Only listen to people who are happy. Sorry, I almost burped. But only listen to people who are happy because they're the only ones that really know. They're the only ones that really know how to live an experience. When you talk to miserable people, all they can do is commiserate with you. They don't know jack shit. They're stuck in the same spot as you, and they're just filling you with what you want to hear. That it is hopeless, but it's not. You could start a cult tomorrow if you wanted to. That's what I'm here to tell you and motivate you to do. It starts very simply, all right? You study that Bible, baby. Whatever Bible you choose. Pick and choose a couple of verses. Write new essays on them. Get one person. They bring two. They bring two. Now you got a group. Now you're meeting every Wednesday. You have cake and coffee. Now you're moving up into what were you doing before that? Working at the pet store? Loser. Now you're going to be a cult leader. Come on, baby. Let's get this going. You're going to go from one room in a community center and you're going to upgrade, baby, to a church. And then you're going to keep going to what? Now you got a compound. Now the compound may not want to be in the United States because ask the Branch Davidians, that didn't go well. Maybe you go somewhere else. I don't think you can go to Guyana again. Jim Jones kind of ruined the real estate value of that. But try going somewhere else. Try Venezuela. Try Argentina. After World War II was over, they let some of the Nazis stay. So, hey, why not go to Argentina? Start your cult there or bring your cult over there. Keep going. It's a brand new experience. You're having fun. They're having fun by proxy. These people don't want to have experiences. Make them part of your experience. Some people don't want to have experiences. They just want things to be simple. They want to know what the rules are, what bills they got to pay, when they got to pay them, how they're going to pay them. That's it. How many of them want to be a cult leader? How many of them want to take it to the next level? Not enough of them. Not enough of them. But you and I do, don't we? You and I want to take it to the next level. Hey, cult leader, dude, fuck that shit. We're Hollywood production now. Plan your death, make it epic. Now you're a prophet. All you gotta do is fake a few miracles. You're a fucking prophet. So now your experience lives long after you. And maybe if the afterlife works in this kind of way where it's based on people who remember you, now you'll be remembered forever. So you can appear like American Gods. You just show up. I'm here because people still believe in me. Bam, 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 bam. You know? What do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? Go into politics. Many failed people go there. A lot of failures go there, both right and left. It's beautiful. It's the beautiful rebrand. What other experience are you up to? Tell me. What other experience are you up to? You're working? That's boring. You're still with that girl? You should leave. You should leave and take the next step, bruh. Start your own magazine. Start your own digital magazine. Get some of the thoughts that are around your way and start building them up. Every neighborhood's got at least 4 or 5 thoughts that look good. Build a modeling agency. Handle their Instagrams. Get them to the next level. Make money off them. You have no talent, but you know how to post things on Instagram. You got a cell phone. You can take pictures. Fuck talent be damned. Start using other people. That's an experience. Go into illegal street racing. That's cool. People love illegal street racing. I do. I love illegal street racing. Maybe you can start a career in that. Maybe you'll get into the underground and you'll start stealing stuff because you're a wheelman now and you're working for all the top families in the country. Have an experience. Don't fetishize having skills. Go get skills so you can make money. Why watch Narcos? Why watch true crime videos? Go commit crimes. Go be a narco. Now, it's probably really difficult, but that's the whole point. That's what gives your story gravitas. That you're putting up with all the hard work. Maybe you got to kill a family member or two. That's unfortunate. You kill a best friend. You got to kill some rivals. At least by the time you get to the rival part, or at least by the time you get to the fucking family part, you'll be such a pro it won't even affect you. And now there's a story for dinner. Michael Corleone probably can't bring up that he killed Fredo, but I bet you if someone asked, he'd have a story. And that's what it's all about. Stories. You have to make content in your life so you can remain interesting. So have an experience. Have a really wild experience. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. And you won't be the only one having them. You won't be the only one experiencing wild things or attempting to make wild experiences. You won't. I have a story here from the New York Post of a woman who's having a wild experience. Let's check it out. A woman arrested for skipping tab at an airport restaurant accused police of harassing her because she was too good looking. Hind Bustami, Bustami, B-U-S-T-A-M-I, Bustami. That has to be correct. Don't look at me like that, Bobby. It has to be correct. Well, if you know it, why don't you say it then? Oh, you don't want to commit. Oh, you okay. I don't want to commit. Okay, exactly. You fucking dick. That's what you are, Bobby. So essentially, this young lady left a Chili's Tex-Mex outpost and refused to pay a bar tab. And was so drunk, she was just sleeping around. Well, not sleeping around. She was laying out or sleeping at the baggage claim and accused the cops who were trying to track her down as harassing her because she was too pretty. We'll put a picture up. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not the truth. She certainly looks like a man who taught me yoga once. And it's not lost on me that her alien features are present because this happened at the Harry Reid airport. And Harry Reid's known for getting us those UFO declassified files. So to be honest, this might have been an alien inside job. Once again, she has alien features. What am I supposed to do about that? She looks like an alien to me. Not like one of the Greys, more like a Independence Day type alien. So off rip, she's living maybe a fake experience that she's under the assumption that she is good looking, but that doesn't mean anything. She's got a story. She got too drunk at Chili's, which is a hellhole. Which that's also a dead giveaway. There's never been anyone good looking at Chili's. I shit you not. I've been in Chili's a few times and I've never seen one woman where I went, she's cute. Never. In my life, Chili's attracts the worst kind of eaters. You know what I mean? The gluttons. Those who, quite frankly, we could do without. Now the bar, hit or miss, but it's always skanks at the bar, and skanks are hit and miss as well. They range from ugly to decent. I still don't consider decent good looking. I would have to stop and go, she's good looking for me to consider you good looking. And this chick's not even decent. Now, if you look at her other Instagram photos, she does a good job hiding that forehead, the alien cranium. Credit to her. The tough thing to do. But only women can do that. You notice that? Have that kind of experience where things happen because they're too good looking. It's like, sure, you should be happy things like that happen because you're too good looking. Well, let's asterisk that. There are some bad things that can happen because someone's too good looking and some person doesn't know how to say no. So let's put that out there. Asterisk. But if you are good looking, why would the cops arrest you? If anything, they want you out there. You're providing a service. But in her delusional experience, she's so hot, she's got to be arrested. But I'll tell you this much, she's happy. You have to be happy to believe that, especially while intoxicated. Someone had to have called her pretty once in sober life, and now that's carried on forever. That's why it's dangerous to give people compliments when they don't deserve them. I only give compliments when it's deserved. You have to earn it. You have to earn my admiration. My admiration is not given out for free. So many of you give away your admiration for free. Now give your admiration to me because I deserve it. I'm cool. But don't give it to people like her. But she's having an experience. That's something you're not going to see on TikTok. That's a real story she can tell at a party. And people go, what was going on with you? I don't know. I like so drunk. She's endearing now because she did something so stupid that someone is either A, going to want to take care of her, or, and if you're smart, use her for your cult. Because you're going to tell her she's good looking. And you're going to tell her only good looking people are in this cult. And now she's the queen of the cult. You got to identify the hierarchy of your church and your followers as best you can. Recruitment's very difficult for cults. But that's an experience. That's a lovely experience. I would love to live her experience. I don't feel attractive. I certainly don't feel attractive enough to accuse cops of trying to arrest me because I'm attractive. I think cops try to arrest me because I'm Puerto Rican. That's certainly a thing. And they probably will come after me for that monkey farm door thing. But listen, those hobos shouldn't have been there in the first place. We were doing a service. But we have lost our way when it comes to experiences. We're not out there mixing it up with weirdos anymore. We want to make sure all experiences are all cool all the time. And those aren't fun to talk about. The best scene in Jaws is the scene about scars, where everyone sits around talking about the scars they got. Because that's when you know a person. From the fuck-ups you do. The little adventures you get and that you shouldn't have gotten into. That's how you learn skills survival. That's how you learn to be a person. A real fucking person. with real things to say. You might want to take it from me. I have decided to do it for a living. And I'm not saying I'm more interesting than you, because you're interesting to me. You've always been interesting to me, listener. Yep. I'm talking to you and nobody else. It's just you. You're probably listening to me on your phone and you're going, I want to feel special. But hey, you're going to feel special because you are special. You're super special to me. And what would make you even more special is if you help spread the darkness to other regions by telling your friends about it and liking and subscribing and giving a follow to the Twitter TWEID show on Twitter. And this one in darkness on Instagram. Maybe you do those things. Maybe you help me have an experience. Comment on the video. I hear that does good stuff too. Because I want to find you, listener. Because you and I are the only ones that really get it, don't we? It's why we're here every week. We're the only ones. Everyone else is dumb. We're having an experience. We're having a real fucking experience. And if we're lucky, this experience will net us millions of dollars. And you know what you do with $1 million? $1 million? A lot of cool shit. Stuff that the law can't get you for because you just pay people off, man. That's the experience. That's where we gotta get to. I'm talking to you in a whisper now because guess what? We're talking about some wild illegal shit. This is insane. But let's be honest here. If you join my cult, is it any different than joining anyone else's cult? You don't want to have an experience. Just join me. Join me in this cult. Come on. But hey, maybe you don't want to join a cult, you know? Maybe you want to be the cult leader. That's fine. That's fine. I just feel like I would make a good one. I'm not interested in the sex portion of cults. I'm interested in the money and the assets. And the food. I think cults have good food. I'm sure Scientology has some good food. Their banquets do look quite lovely. Or maybe you know, fuck cult. Maybe you want to be a philanthropist. Did I say that word right? No, it don't matter. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I say whatever I fucking want. Maybe you want to give away things like the Nelk Boys do. Recently, a private LA high school, the students banded together and bought their math teacher a car. I want to just check what car it is. Because based on what car this is going to depend on, we'll determine how I feel about this generosity. What are we looking at here? Yeah. Oh, the article. It didn't add up for a math teacher at a private school in Los Angeles. I fucking hate articles like this. What's the car? Oh my God. If it's a Hyundai, I'll be real fucking pissed. Give me the car. What car was it? Oh my God. This is the most important part of this. All right. It's a 2019 Mazda CX-3. Now, all right. You know what? That's not horrible, but it's certainly not something to fucking gloat about. You mean to tell me these kids at this private high school took time off of buying Molly and doing fucking Euphoria-inspired orgies in hotels that their parents own? You mean these private school kids said, hey, let's stop doing drugs for a minute and get our fucking math teacher a Mazda CX-3? You couldn't get him a Bentley? You couldn't get him an Aston Martin? Come on. The fact that we even celebrate this shit is a little bit fucking bizarre, isn't it? It's kind of a capitalist nightmare. The rich kids are now going to pay for their math teacher's car. And now he'll be thankful. And now he'll give them the good grades. Now they won't have to work as hard now, will they? But of course, what does this simpleton know? He's happy he got a Mazda CX-3. A Mazda CX? Are you fucking kidding me? Of all the cars you could have got him, a Mazda CX-3? Isn't this a capitalist fucking nightmare? It is. It's fucking horrifying. If I'm a math teacher and I want to get a fucking free car, you better get me a fucking Corvette. Because who's banging a math teacher? Nobody. Science teacher has charisma. He's doing weird stuff, weird experiments. People want to hang out with that guy. Gym teacher's always getting it. English teacher has beautiful words. What's the math teacher getting? He's not getting laid. That guy's not getting any laid. No one's hooking up with the math teacher except for a student who needs to pass a class, which I don't judge. Some of us got to do what we got to do. Sometimes the math doesn't add up for some of us. See? I shit on that article, but now I'm using it. It's a hacky but good punchline. Or setup. I don't even fucking know what that would be. A line? Who fucking cares? But it simply, the unknown variable in which a math teacher can get laid, it's the car. Because I think even as a fit math teacher, you're not getting laid. Still, you're too rigid. You're too by the numbers. That's how every romantic comedy starts with a math teacher. He was by the numbers. She was free spirit. Stupid shit like that. Well, nothing's going to stop him now. He's got a Mazda CX-3. But I thought about this recently. There's a lot of kids doing drugs now, younger. And I feel like Euphoria, it might be its fault. I think Euphoria is ruining our youth. I think having Zendaya play a very beautiful drug addict makes things a bit difficult, don't it? It's kind of fucked up. Because I went to Washington Irving High School, and we had real drug addicts, people who were real fucking strung out, and they didn't look good. We had real gang violence, people got stabbed in the hallway. One kid snuck into school and beat another one with a baseball bat in the middle of gym. I think he survived. A stool went out a window and hit a pregnant woman. You see, the high school Euphoria thinks it is, I actually went to. And of course, Sam Levinson. His son is it Sam or is it the son of Sam that did this fucking show? Doesn't matter. It's kind of fucking on the nose that's what they think a bad high school looks like. It's so artsy, so beautiful, and every drug addict has a really beautiful spirit. They don't. A lot of drug addicts don't have a beautiful spirit. A lot of them have a black hole where their soul should be, and it's sucking in everything, just like their addiction, because they can't help but suck everything out of you so they can get more drugs. And they don't look like Zendaya. I've met very few beautiful drug addicts. Whitney Houston was an exception. Not everyone was Whitney on coke or crack. Some people were Pookie from New Jack City. Just calling it like it was. I grew up in these neighborhoods. I know. I'm from the projects, B. I fucking know this shit. Bushwick Projects represent. We know crackheads. To be honest, if we had a basketball team, we'd be the crackheads. And I wouldn't be mad about it. I would embrace it. Because the crackhead is the fastest person I've ever seen run. Track stars don't impress me. Crackheads do. But they all don't look like Zendaya, though. They're not beautiful people. They're people of sacrifice. They're people of addiction. Duh. But there are people going through it. There are people having a rough experience. And you're probably tired of me saying experience so many goddamn times. What do you want me to do about it? It's kind of the theme of the show. But they're having a rough experience. But you know what? Sometimes they're having the best one. They're talking to people you can't even see. And you don't even know how cool those people are. You don't. You don't get to find out. You don't. It's all in there for them because they figured out prison's in your mind, man. Everything's in your mind. If you're having a good experience up here, you're having a good experience out there, baby. That's what I love about drug addicts and crackheads. They're really living it. They're living an honest experience. Hey, this is my shit. I've got no money. Any money I'm going to get, that's where it's going to. Is it any better than your experience at home? Probably not. But it does make you look at your experience a little differently, doesn't it? But do know there's always a second act. And if you are an older person listening to this show and you are on your third act, have a wild year. Go nuts. Have a new experience. Take all that stuff you've learned from 70 years of living and flip it on these motherfuckers. Because guess what? You got the real history. You don't need YouTube, baby. You were fucking there. You were fucking there. And they'll never see that shit coming. Because these fucking nerds have no idea what a fucking greenback is. You say the word greenback to them, like, but that's some kind of racist thing. No, it's a fucking dollar. But that's the thing. Those little slang terms, those little things they don't know the answer to, that's going to become cool. And that's when you're going to thrive, old person. That's when you're going to thrive. I want the old people to come back. I really do. Because I'm tired of my fucking generation. They're fucking losers. We got to get rid of them. Gen Z seems cool. We'll bump them up and push them as soon as we can. But this is where it's at, baby. We're bringing the old back. Now, Roe v. Wade, now, granted, I was not necessarily a huge fan of it being reversed. But I do see a place where you can be capitalistic about it. Now the best states have more bargaining power going, well, if you want to kill a baby, come over here. What? And I support women's right to do wherever she wants with her body. So for my Republican listeners, my apologies. For my lefty listeners, fucking relax. I'll find another way to disappoint you at some point. But truthfully, I don't even know where I was going with that, to be honest with you. But have an experience. Mix it up with people you might not know. Mix it up with people you might not trust. Become a new person. Life's all kayfabe anyway, which is carny speak for not necessarily real. The best part about this kayfabe is you get to control it. You get to do whatever you want. But who knows? Maybe I'm full of shit. And we all know how this one is going to end.